Hi there, good morning, everyone. It's Momin at Momin's Art, and good morning, good morning. Today video, let's hear. So let's check the sound is working or not. Hmm. Okay, here. Okay, so everything looks good, and let's start the class. So I have this canvas board, and a lot of people they don't use canvas for their watercolor, which is and some of my students in Toronto, I told them that hey, you can use the canvas board for the watercolor as well. So they kind of a little bit shocked and surprised that how can we use canvas for the watercolor. So let me I don't want to waste so much of your time, and we have today will be a short class, almost like half hour or 45 minutes. So let me grab that few things for you. This is the basically this is the watercolor gesso, or you call it watercolor ground. You can let me see if I can open. It's been not open for a long time. Anyway, so this is the cold press. As you let me just zoom it in. Cold press watercolor ground. So you can buy Triart. I use it. It's okay. It works. It works okay. Or you can buy Golden. Golden makes it the the watercolor ground also. So it works as same as the work as a watercolor paper, but you need to like I don't know if you guys know how to gesso the canvas. So when you have a canvas, you when you buy the canvas, what I do, my all of my canvases, I gesso first at least two times and send it. So in this case, you use this the watercolor ground or gesso, whatever you call, to basically you priming your canvas, you're making a surface. So watercolor paper, when you buy a watercolor paper, what happened? Some people, I do that too. I used to prime my paper. I sometimes I put the paper in a water for overnight to let it soak, and in the morning I picked it up the sheet, 22 by 30 sheet, cold press, rough surface, 100% cotton. Either you can use 90 pound, you can use 120 pound, you can use 200 pound, or you can use 300 pound. So what I used to, that's how you prime your, I'm going to make a separate video anyway, so just briefly. So any surface you do, you need to prime first, right? Sometimes the canvas, when you buy it from the shop or from the manufacturer, there's a gesso, all it being gessoed already. So you, for example, this canvas board I have is being gesso already, and it has a little bit coating on the. I can use this, not a problem, but if it's better if you prepare your own canvases or paper. Let's say you like to do watercolor with the more textured, more soft paper that absorb more color. So you put this paper, a little bit water on the paper, or you can soak it overnight. That it turns into a nice surface next morning or in a half hour. Depends on how much time you give to the paper, right? So this that's how you prepare your canvas or your paper before you start working on it. So same thing with the canvas also. When you working on the canvas, if you working in the acrylic, then you put some gesso on it, right? Like, let me get some. I have a bucket of gesso here. Let me show you actually, so you guys know. So this is the acrylic gesso right here, made by Liquitex, and I have, this is a full bucket, so I spilled something here on my desk also. Anyway, so this is the canvas gesso, and but I showed you the watercolor gesso here, and you can use for the watercolor, and the canvas gesso you use for the canvas gesso. I mean canvas, so making a canvas surface. So let's start here. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. This surface is the most important. Let me grab my sketchbook so I can just write down. I don't want to write this on this canvas. So let's grab my sketchbook here. So let me write down something. Let's say I give you a paper, right? Uh, a sheet of paper, right? And I said, okay, you start working on it. So now you either you put this paper into the, you put some water on it, you spill some water, let the paper stay for half hour, 1 hour. When it's dry and the on a room temperature, then you can start working on it. So that paper will be prepared for you to, you can perform. Actually, it works really good. I tried it, but now most of the time I just use wet into wet. So I just put some water on my paper and then I start working on it. Okay, the canvas, same thing. Like if you have a canvas board or canvas, a stretch canvas on the frame, you put gesso on it, right? You put a gesso and prepare your surface. Basically, you preparing a surface to work on it. So a lot of people, they don't understand, like they think, okay, you just buy a canvas from the store and you start working on it. No, you need to put some gesso in it. And what surface do you like? You like the smooth surface, you like the texture surface, it's all up to you. So this is two things very important. A lot of people, they don't know, they just grab the paper, just grab the canvas, and they start working on it. The other thing is, especially on the acrylic, I just want to add something quickly. When when you put a gesso, that gesso has polymer in it, which is bind your acrylic paint with your canvas over the period of time. If you don't use the gesso, what happen? You paint canvas, and the paint will, it's not gonna stick properly on the canvas, and it will break up. It has cracks on it, and over the period of time on the room temperature. So all right, I hope you guys understand what's the why we prime the surface, why we prepare the paper and the canvas before you do anything, you do painting. Okay, all right, so start with the this canvas, working on the canvas. So this canvas board I have has there's no I didn't put any special gesso or whatever, so I will put my small, restrict myself for the working on this canvas. I'm gonna put another one here so we can do a quick two demos, right? One, I will do the seascape with the boulders and everything, like that. I put some foreground, right? And there's a horizon line here. So that's all you need basically. This is very simple, and maybe a few seagulls here and there. So here, okay, let's grab my mob brush, and I will load my brush with the some Prussian blue again, and previous mix of my colors, tone it down, that Prussian blue, because the Prussian blue is very harsh color. Always remember, if you use the color straight from the tube, it will it doesn't look good. Basically, it will be very vibrant, and the hue of the tube, that is basically, the hue is what the color is in the tube. So when you mix the other color and you tone it down, you basically you just make it color, uh, the consistency of the color, change the consistency a little bit, not just exactly, just pick up for straight from the tube and start working on it. So let me put some color here. Okay, it works like almost like a watercolor, but the thing is, you need to be a little bit careful because it's not absorbing the color, right? Although it is a primed canvas, right, but it will little bit different from the watercolor paper surface. So once you get used to it, you'll see it'll be more fun to work on this type of surface, right? So okay, I put the little bit, clean my brush, get the softer washes here, and this is, I will stop here, right? Now at this stage you can pick up some color also. Let's say I can pick it up from here and push it out a little bit. Here, let's put some more French ultramarine, because this is again, it looks very sharp. So I will put some French ultramarine on the top. Same washes, same thing. The only difference between the canvas and the paper is because I didn't prime it with the gesso, so it doesn't absorb the colors. As you can see, the colors are sitting on the top of the canvas, so it's not absorbing. That's the only difference. Otherwise, it's fine. It works like, almost work like a paper. Okay, I'm done with my sky. Right now, I'm gonna grab some sepia color. I put some sepia color, and I will, you can make your own color. Let's say I don't have the burnt sienna in my palette right now. Okay, so what I did, I put some sepia, or you can use the burnt umber. Either of them works very good. So I picked up some burnt umber. I put it here, right? Burnt umber is a little bit lighter than the sepia. Basically, there's another name of the sepia is I forgot actually. There's another brown color, dark brown color, Van Dyke brown. So that is another swatch which is similar to sepia and the uh, what do you call, the burnt umber. So here, let's get some more cadmium orange, and I got a nice not exactly as a burnt sienna, but I got a similar type of burnt sienna here. All right, so I'm gonna make some boulders, get some. What happened, it works really good if you work with the like more, get some more paint, like less water, it works really good. So if you, yeah, if you do this, and now I'm going to put some here on the horizon line. Let's put some hills here, just random. I don't have no reference photo for it, and I'm just using with my experience, I've done some painting in the past, so I'm using that experience to render this painting. So I have some yellow ochre in my palette, so let's put some yellow ochre in the foreground. So a lot of people, I see what happen, what they do when I tell them, hey, look, render this and painting, and what they do dab, 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 dab to cover the, maybe they're scared or something. I'm not sure exactly what this reason is. They try to cover like this, like the brush goes boom, 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 like this. So try not to do this. And other uh, not a very good habit is using very small brushes. Like, let me show you, actually I have it here in my set. See, brushes are like this. They always use very thin brushes. So maybe they're not happy. They're scared. They don't want to make a mistake or something. Use the mop brush for the bigger surface, and a smaller brush you can use for the detail. That's fine. But the thing is, you need to be a little bit more confident. What are you trying to do? So here I'm done with my washes. First wash, I put some yellow ochre in the foreground. I put some cadmium orange and burnt umber and a sepia color. Now I'm going to grab some more sepia color straight from the tube. Now I don't need that this time mix any other color because I'm working on a wet into wet. I put a little bit burnt umber sepia color to create the depth into these boulders, right? Like put it here and there and smudge it a little bit. Just smudge it here like that, and it creates the depth into your painting. Dry your brush if you think you put too much color on your paper or canvas. Just pick it up. Just dry your brush. Make sure you dry your. Let me just show you what's going on here so you guys know what I'm doing. Otherwise it'll be a little bit. Let's bring this here, and this is my paper towel here, okay, and that's my water here. Basically, let me put the water beside it here. So when I don't need the certain let's say if I don't need this color here, right, what I will do, I'll clean my brush, dry my brush, and then I will pick it up. As long as it's is not dry enough, I can pick it up. I can go dry my brush, pick it up. So you have a chance to work on your painting as long as even though if the wash is dry, you can still pick it up. Is not a problem. So here, see that this wash, I just want to pick it up here. Gone now, almost gone. So same thing here, you can go pick it up. Now I will grab some more sepia color, mix it up with my French ultramarine blue. I get a nice, need a nice gray color. So always remember when you mix, let me just show you here actually. Blue color, any color, burnt umber, or I mean French ultramarine or cobalt blue, any or maybe phthalo blue, whatever color you want to mix, you need a gray color, and then you go pick up orange color with the let's say burnt I use burnt umber. So I put burnt umber, and as soon as you mix these two color, you get a nice gray color. Very nice gray color right there. So now let me put some water in it. Now you can see that every time you buy a color or something and you want to, sometimes I see the palettes are there's swatches in there, and the artist couldn't differentiate between one color to another because the value is dark. See, if I put sepia color here, right, and I would put a burnt umber here, so it's hard to differentiate between two colors, right? This is a sepia, right? This is a sepia color, and this is a burnt umber. So both hues are different, right? Both has different color, but how can you tell? So this is where you tell. Just put a little bit water, bring the color, break it up, bring it out, and then you do the same thing with the burnt umber also, and you can tell the difference. Now I can see what color is what. So burnt sepia is more like a dark grayish color, right, and this burnt umber has a little bit orange shade. So as compared to the sepia is a darker hue, and this has a little bit light value with the red shade on it, and the sepia has more like a blue or gray shade on it. So that's how you tell when you buy a paint. Put a little bit dab like that, and then you wash the brush, clean it up, and then you just drag it. And this way you are learning basically creating a gradation also, right? So if I clean my brush and just pick up this paint from here, get it lighter and lighter, make the value lighter and lighter. So this is how you create basically, you're checking your swatch, right? Your pigment or your colors or hue, whatever you call. Same time you working on the on gradation also. So the dark value here, right? Dark value, and then slowly when I clean my brush, I took out all the pigment out of my brush, and then I go slowly make it lighter and lighter and lighter. And so I'm checking my color, right? But I'm making a gradation also at the same time, and creating some soft edges too. That's how you create your soft edges in a watercolor, right? If I put a little bit water at the edge of this hard edge, and it, let's see, now it's become very soft edge. So basically you're working on few things at the same time, but people, they don't understand what they're doing. So they have they're thinking, okay, we're checking the color, but no, there you are making a gradation, soft edges, hard edges, and checking the color also. Anyway, let's go to the back to the painting. Surface is almost dry. Now I have beautiful, almost, this painting is done. That's how the beauty of the watercolor. You don't need to go over and over work. That's it. Just put a little bit wash on the sky. If you don't need to fill the sky, you can leave it white. I will show you in this one what to do with this. Okay, so here now I'm gonna go put some Prussian blue, mix it up with my previous mix, and I will keep the brush here. Just keep the brush and drag the brush very fast. Drag the brush like this from the right side of the painting, go to the left side of the painting. What happened when you drag your brush? You creating dry brush marks because you're not painting. If I have enough water and I go slowly, it will cover, it will make an even mark on the paper. So which I don't need it, right? I need some kind of a dry brush mark so I can create this sparkle in the water, right? So here, done. And now the small here, you can just go very slowly. You work, put some here, leave this white at the edge of the shoreline. So what happened, this white will become your foam or crushing wave, like very calm water, and it will show there is some crushing waves on the shoreline. So here, and I will pick up this one. This was too harsh, so I will pick it up, get some still the wash is dry, so I mean wet. I can lift some colors. There you go. So I'm almost done actually. Few washes, burnt cadmium orange mixed with burnt umber or burnt sienna, I mean sepia color, get your nice dark orange color. Here is yellow ochre, and I put a little bit cadmium orange. So remember, yellow ochre, let me explain something also here. So the yellow ochre basically are darker, the extension of the yellow. So if I put a yellow color here, and here the yellow ochre is a little bit darker than the cadmium yellow. So if I put some more water, then cadmium yellow will get lighter, and same thing with the yellow ochre also. So yellow ochre get lighter like that. So all these colors, the warm colors, are the extension of the yellow color, and then it goes darker orange. Basically, burnt sienna, a lot of people think, oh, burnt sienna is a dark brown color. No, it's not a dark brown color. It's a dark orange color. That's what it is basically. So yellow, you put a cadmium yellow, right? And I will put a little bit cadmium red on it, and it start become an orange color. That's how the colors are formed. So here, this is this paper towel is not the best. So here I can create a nice cadmium orange swatch here on my canvas. Very simple, right? And if I need a brown color, I will go put some cobalt. Let's use the cobalt blue. And you put a little bit cobalt blue and you start getting a gray color. If you need a brown color, you go a little bit cadmium orange, put in a cadmium orange, and then you put some cobalt blue, and it will become a dark. Either you need a gray, if you need a gray color, you put some more blue in it, right? If you need a dark brown color, you put some cobalt blue, more cobalt blue, and you put a little bit cadmium orange in it, and you get a nice brown color right there. So that's how you mix color, right? They learn how to mix color, get used to it. So when you doing your painting, you will be working very fast. Like you know which color I have to put. See now, this color I need it here on the horizon line under these stones or mountains, so I can create more depth on it. So soon as I see, okay, where I can use this color, I can use this color here, right here, on this horizon line and the distance, the rocks and mountains, whatever. So very vaguely, you don't need to explain what's going on. Like one rock sitting here, the other rock sitting here. It has five holes in it, so you don't need to explain everything. You just go with just create the impression that if somebody see your painting, it shows right away that hey, this is something, a mountain, and the far distance, right? Although also it create you creating an atmospheric perspective also, because anything go far from our eyes and it get blurry, but it still have some kind of a detail in it, right? So that's how you explain whatever is in the far in your painting, that this is the atmospheric perspective. So here is in the midground, these rocks are more detailed I put because it's more visible and less atmospheric perspective. Foreground has nothing, so it's just a plain foreground. I might put something later on, but now I don't see anything, just a sand and that's it. But the midground, you can see the details in the rocks. I can do more. I can just go put some cracks and like do some doodling here, create more texture. It's up to you. I don't do that. I just don't go to into detail. I just create a little bit here and there. The best way is you just get a little bit French ultramarine at this stage, and if you need more detail, and just put a little bit French ultramarine here and there, very light, with diluted with the water, and it create a nice shadow on these boulders or the rocks like that. With the side of the brush, you go with the side of the brush sometimes, and if you, because I'm using my dagger brush, right, so I don't need to change with the smaller brush. I can use the same brush and go with the side of the brush, or you go with the tip of the brush if you need a smaller dots or something to create. And yeah, and put some dark value, adjust against these light. You see that I left some dry brush marks here, so just drop a dark value against these white patches, and then it create like it feel like something is sitting, it's uneven surface, create some depth on your painting. Okay, so now I will go. It pretty much done. Is the sky is dry. I can rub it, and here is a little bit wet because I just work here, so there's a little bit wetness here and here also. So now I go actually grab my poster color, right? Famous poster color. People don't like this poster color. I don't know why. They say it's not legal to use on the watercolor because you compromising the transparency of the watercolor. Okay, that's fine. I like it. I use it all the time. So here, now I'm gonna go put these birds, because what happened, these birds are, the background is dark now. If I can use either dark color, or it's a good chance for you to use the white color, right? And it's very not enough water in there, so I'm gonna get the cap here, mix some a little bit, make it more watery, and I will create this bird here like that. Just vaguely, you don't need to explain every exactly the bird has a tail or has a beak and eyes color is orange or whatever. Just put two marks like this and one flying this way. Just put, if you need to keep it your painting simple, put one here, put one there. If you need more, you said no, I need more birds, and make sure don't put the bird like this, please. Don't put the bird like this. Let me just show you what happened, what people does here. This is not the best practice, trust me. Just avoid it if you can. If you don't, if you like it, that's fine, it's okay with me, right? But this is, if you keep it more realistic and more, you know, a little bit abstract, a little bit realistic type of painting, then you don't need to do that. Let me just wipe it off. I don't need that. Let's take it off. Gone. That's how you take it off. And then I can put some white opaque color, and now I can create some clouds here, you know, like with the opaque white also, and just smudge it with the water against the edge of the cloud and make it more softer, more, you know, like more cloud type of look. And I can go put some more white here just randomly because the surface is so wet, right? And I don't need to do anything. It just create the cloud by itself. And same thing I would do, I would put some water here, just a little bit water, right? And I will go grab some opaque white, put some here, a little bit, you know, like up and down type of clouds, and get some more nice, more load your brush more with the opaque color, and there you go. So here I have one cloud here, and then you do same thing. You clean your brush, just smudge your brush again, get enough water so you can get a nice soft edge of these clouds. Let's spread a little bit here and there, there. Okay, that's it. And don't overdo too much. And like I can do another one on the top, which is right here. I can make some here, but if you do too much, then it starts showing. So please uh, keep everything under control and in harmony. Otherwise it will look maybe it looks good for you, but some your audience probably don't like your painting. So if you overcrowd or something, you do over on your painting. Let's I don't like this, so I'm going to break it up a little bit here. Now I will see that I have the Persian blue mix here, right, on my palette. I will just go pick up some little bit cadmium red, and I get a beautiful this purple color. And what I will do, I'm just gonna just drop it underneath this cloud. Just drop it. You don't need to do push. If you try to push your brush here, then you're creating a problem. Just drop it. Let the wash work for you. Don't work for the wash, right? Just let the wash work for you. So here, put a little bit here underneath, so it creating a shadow of the clouds also, because when the light is coming from the top, the clouds create some shadow also underneath as like other stuff, right? So here create more depth into my painting with the cloud. So I had it in my brush, so I just put it here. See that this is a canvas, basically canvas board, and it working beautiful like a watercolor, right? Now I will pick up some more Persian blue, mix it up with the gray mix, right? I want to tone it down. I don't need too much of a very harsh Persian blue, so I will tone it down a little bit. So here, let's put some here, you know, like make some ripples, because it's this side of the water in here in this ridge or cavity, it feel like very light, so I will put some more Prussian blue here. Let's bring it from the outside. Always remember, if you're making a water or something, put your brush here and just bring it inside. Bring it inside, so you don't need to put it like this, right here. So I need my wash very nice and dry brush marks. So I will keep my brush here and just push it inside of the paper or canvas, whatever you surface you're working on it, and create a nice effect of the sparkle water. That's how you work with the water. If you need to keep very flat type of water, that's fine. Then you just go and keep it like that. Like you go put your brush and it will create a very flat type of wash. Let me show you here actually. Let's grab some Prussian blue. Boop, 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 here. And if I put a wash here, I go very slowly with a little bit more water, and then it create a nice even wash. But soon as I go here, look at this, it create a dry brush mark because I go very fast, right? But in this process, make sure you're not going in the sky, or you're not going, you come here, you stop, you go, put your brush against the canvas or paper, and then you lift it up. Basically you making, see that from the side, this is what your brush looks like. So your brush stroke goes here and you lift it up. So you come here and then you lift it up out of the paper. So that's how by just in the last second that when you lifting your brush, it creates a nice dry brush mark. So here, okay, so done. I'm done with the almost done with the painting. Now I will do few more things and then we're gonna jump to the other painting. So these birds are not very visible, right? And I know the clouds are wet, so you have to be careful because I put a lot of opaque white and some gray color. So I'm gonna pick up some burnt umber, mix it up with my previous mix of Prussian blue, and I got a nice dark green color. So I will put a little bit under this wings, so create a more depth into these birds like that. So one done, and then I go here, and then the third one. That's it. You don't need to put so many birds in there. And here, now I can go, actually this is still wet, so I don't, later I can go and put some birds here on the surface of the water body also. It looks really good actually. I can basically I can go get some, and I can put it here, one sitting here, like it just I know it's not a topic of the today, but let's make it painting a little bit busy. So I'm going to put some here on the foreground. On the shoreline, put one here. Actually, you energizing your painting. You look more keep your painting more busy. Just quickly, right? You put one bird here, one here, and that's it. You don't want to put too many birds in the foreground, otherwise it looks not very good. So I'm done with this. So I again clean my brush very thoroughly because I was using a very thick opaque white color, and I will pick up some burnt umber, and I will start putting wet into wet. I will put a little bit dark value underneath the belly and the chest of these birds and under the wings with my sharp side of the brush. So here, a little bit here under the belly. If you're hungry, you can just put a small beak. You don't need to. I wouldn't suggest you, to be honest with you. I don't do that. So please, if you okay, you're comfortable, you think okay, you know what, it's fine, you can do it. But I don't do. So now I'm casting a little bit shadow of these birds on the ground. That's how you see these birds are attached to the ground. Oh, no problem. My camera died, and I guess I have to change my camera. Sorry about that. I will continue in 1 second. Let me change my camera because camera battery died. Okay. Okay, so that's how you create. Let me keep talking because that's how you create those depth. Like you show that 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 object is attached with the ground. It's not flying. So I'm gonna do the demo. Let me turn this camera on and I will show you what to do. Okay, I think I'm back. Thank God. Okay. All right. So there you go. Now you see that here. Oh, the phone is asking for the permission. There you go. Come on. There you go. And let's grab this. Change the format. Sorry about that. It's my fault. So as you can see now, there's a if there's a bird here. Let's say I put a one bird here on. It's flying here, right? Like it's just above the ground and it's going somewhere and it's just here. I put it on the dark surface so you can see it. And you know what? Let me zoom in actually so you guys can see more what's going on in the painting instead of here. Let's go more. There you go. So see that bird is flying. So there's no casting shadow on the ground. But these birds, since they are sitting on the ground, so there are some casting shadow, and I will put some casting shadow here also for this one, this one, this one, this one. There you go. So that's how you explain these small things like what's happening, where these objects are. Are they sitting on the ground, or they're flying, or they're if they're in the sky, then you create some depth, put a little bit dark value in there underneath, or you can grab a nice dark sepia color or any other color that works for you, and you just go a little bit mark with the dark color like that. If this there's no, if it is the color is too dark in the background, then you can, I mean, sorry, just this type of color, then you can put a little bit uh, like that also, and then you can go underneath that the bird's wings and create some more depth here. Let me just, since I have the sepia color, so let's create some more depth. So here, let me zoom out so you get the idea, right? Like what's going on in the painting so far. There you go. So I put a Prussian blue mix and a little bit French ultramarine. I create the sky, right? Just a wiggly, put a wash. Then I sketched it first, right? Then I put these boulders, create some texture by using sepia color and a burnt umber, some cadmium orange, yellow ochre. This wash in the foreground is yellow ochre and a little bit cadmium orange. And this is same thing here, but more diluted, right? Like more, not very clear as compared to this. So this is explain the atmospheric perspective for you. Okay, the birds, I put it with the opaque white and I cast some shadow under their wings and body, and then I put some opaque white here and create these clouds, and they're still wet. As you can see, I can edit it, right? So it's still wet. So here and here, let make them a little bit more softer here and here also. So this is how you create very quickly. Like you don't need to be wait for something and then you go and and overwork painting. So this is how you render quickly, simple, keep it simple, looks good, and you can use the canvas board also, or on the canvas as well. So now I will explain one more thing here. Let's say if this wash is a little bit, the waves are crushing here, right? So what I will do, I'm gonna go pick up a nice thick, load my brush with the, let's go quicker here. So I load my brush with the very opaque white color, which is a poster color. You can see I use this poster color all the time. So you can buy this in a local store. I think it's not more than $10. So, and it's full, uh, big jar. So now what I want to show you something how to make the waves, like on the shoreline, or if this water is very, like rough. So this, if the sea is rough, then what do? You just go create some waves here like that, like on the dry brush mark like that. Just go put your brush and just drag it. I don't have no water in my brush. All I have is very thick type of paint. So if you need some more water, you can just add some more water. And behind this rock, I can create a little bit like a crushing wave like that. So it create more depth and more energy to your painting. I picked up more opaque white. I put it here and I just crush the wave like that. So it looks really good. Like if you need to create a very energize your painting or something. So here I will put a little bit, but don't do too much. Otherwise, it's very addictive, right? Like because it easily can create. So once something can be easily created and it looks good, then people tend to go more and more, and they create more effect, and it just overdo their painting. Let me just put some here because it's in my brush, so I will create some here also. And if the waves are rolling on the water, let me just zoom in a little bit here. So if the waves are rolling, right, if you put your brush and then you just roll it like that. You just roll it like that. Roll it like this, and it create a nice effect of the wave also like this. So very easy, no brainer. You just and then same thing here. You just put your brush and then just drag, let the brush go downward like that, like this. See, now this painting was calm before and it was very soothing painting, but now it feel like more rough type of, this the sea become, I made them rough, so the waves are crushing, and it looks a little bit more active painting, right? Now there you go. So that's how you create. And now what I can do moreover, you can go a little bit cadmium red, put in a Prussian blue mix, get your nice purple color, and just put a little bit purple color here on the side of this crushing wave. It create such a nice effect that it feel like it's not just a one wave, right? Like just put a little bit, because the form of the waves on the ocean or sea, it casts some shadow also. So just if you need more energy to your painting, you can go pick up some green color and you can put some green color here like that. Just add some green color, so it will create more light effect, or the water look like more fresh. Your painting looks like more fresh. So that's how you do small tricks. And you can do in acrylic also. You don't need to be, this technique is not just for watercolor. You can do it for uh, acrylic also. Let me just clean this up because it's going too much. So I will keep it under control. Let's delete this white color here, and it's gone now. So I will keep the wave a little bit less on the shoreline. Now the painting is done. Let me make this bird a little bit white because it's too black in the middle and I don't like it. I will put a little bit white color, create some, I'll leave that. I'm not gonna delete the whole thing. Just put a little bit on the top of the white and create the the depth automatically by for that the black mark I put it before. There you go. So that's it. This painting is done on the canvas with the watercolor, and that's it. And now you can go, actually I can go put some dark value underneath that these foam also, right? The waves, and create more depth here. So just a little bit. You don't need to do a very too much, right? Otherwise start showing you. So a little bit here and there, maybe here, there, there's it. And moreover, you go a little bit green color and create more, you know, look to this waves. Let's put a little bit green color here. Smudge it. You don't need the hard edges. Let's get some more green color. Put it here also. Let's put it here. You can change it. You can make the water look like a purple or other colors also. Let's put some green here also. Don't do, actually I wouldn't do too much, otherwise they'll start showing right away. So this is the painting, okay? For the on a canvas with a watercolor with the seascape painting there. Let me zoom in. If you crop it, it looks much better here. Here. Okay, so that's it. Actually, this is how it fits on on the the frame of my camera. So okay, so let's go to the other uh, canvas which I did earlier. I hope you understand what I said. And if you, okay, one more thing I want to add. If you want to preserve this painting, let's say you worry about that if somebody put a water or something, it will, like as compared with the acrylic. Acrylic, once you do the painting, you put water, whatever, it won't disturb, because acrylic is more a different pigment, although it's a water-based painting pigment, but it create like a waterproof surface, right? So now, so here the water, if I put a little bit water on this painting, let's say if I put a little bit water here, what happened? It will smudge. Actually, it will smudge, and this is what happened to your painting. So if you want to preserve it, you get a fixative. There, I don't have it with me. You can buy it from the store. There's a fixative. Artist does. They preserve their sketches with that fixative. You can go very lightly spray that fixative on the top of this painting, and it will preserve. It will never go anywhere, even though you put a water on it. Okay, so let's do the other painting quickly here. How much time we have? Okay, we don't have enough time for today. Actually, I'm done with this. So here I explain how to check the colors. If there's a color in your palette is dark color, let's say there's two, see these two colors are sitting side by side. First, it's a mistake. If it come as a, you bought it as a cakes and they are, that's how they lined up, then you have no choice. So I made a mistake. I put a sepia, but I remember this is sepia and this is a burnt umber, right? But that's how you check your swatches, like what color and which, right? So you put some, and then same time you working on the gradation also. And if you just put a little bit water on the edge of this wash, and then you can make a softer edge also. Let me just show you here. So soft gradation, soft edges. Same thing apply here on the sky. This exactly what happening here on the cloud. So I put a very thick opaque white, and I put a little bit water against it, and it create a very soft body of resemble as like a cloud. So this is what you need. This is your practicing basically. Don't be afraid. Get a small paper of the canvas or paper or any watercolor paper. That would be the best, because some watercolor paper, it when you paint on it, it acts differently, and the color shows different, and a lot of people think, okay, you know what, we can use any paper, but any paper reacts differently. So if you have one paper and you start working on a different manufacturer paper next day, trust me, it will change the consistency of the colors, how to the washes, everything will change. The drying time, the absorption of the pigment and the water into the paper, everything is different. Every paper manufacturer is has their the chemistry of the paper is different. So be careful, please. Try all papers, but just stick. Finally, when you come to the point you said, I want to use that paper and it works good for me, I have no problem, then just then keep buying it, because you know that paper, how it reacts on certain amount of water or pigment, or so you will know, and then you can work very easily and fluently, like, and very confidently. That would be the word I want to use. Very confidently, like, your paper, right? And you will be although I give you the white paper, and some people get overwhelmed with the white of the paper, right? But it's okay. As long as you know you use this paper before and you've been using this paper, so you will be more confident. You're not worried about the white of the paper. So anyway, let's finish today. It a little bit more. I spend more time here, but here, let me just zoom in again. I'll show you what I did here today. So there you go. The sky, the clouds with the opaque white, the horizon line, atmospheric perspective, vaguely just use some colors, brown color. If you want to make a mountain, you can make it as a gray color also, is not a problem. And then you go here with the boulders and the midground, and then you put some yellow ochre in the foreground, put some birds, cast the shadow with by mixing your French ultramarine, burnt umber or burnt sienna, either will work. Any brown color will work. Soon as you mix with the blue color, basically you're mixing three colors. The brown color is a mix of red and yellow and blue. Already red, yellow, and blue. So what do? You put more blue in it. So basically what are you doing? You're pushing more blue in it and make it look like a bluish gray color. So if you use a, a cadmium red, right? You push cadmium red into the dark brown color, sepia or burnt umber, it will become burnt sienna type of color. It will become orange color. So that's how you create different swatches for yourself. What do you like? What type of palette do you like? So this is how it works. So blue color you have in your palette, and you mix with the burnt umber, burnt sienna, or raw sienna, or yellow ochre. So what happened? It turns into a nice gray color, because you're mixing all these three colors already, right? The brown color is a mix of cadmium red and cadmium yellow, and the blue color is a primary color. So it's not mixed. It just comes from the manufacturer. You have no means to mix the blue color. So here, let me just move this here. So this is how this color theory works. You don't need to go too deep, because this is more than enough for that type of painting, the small painting, or even though you do a bigger canvases, bigger. So this is the information you need basically. And let me add something here. Like, since we're talking now, I always add every time I teach class in Toronto. So what I do, I try to explain the drawing aspect. Like how you draw, right? If you can draw certain things, and like the circle, the square, the triangle, right? The elliptical shape, and trapezoid. So these are the shapes, although it look very simple, right? You said, oh, this is, I can do it. No, no problem. Just keep doing it. Basically, that will train you for your drawing and sketching skill, and make straight lines. Make people think, oh, straight line is easy. Let's try make the straight line as many as possible like this, and create build your muscle memory and get used to it. So that will help into your drawing and sketching skill. And the second is the proportion. If you can control the proportion, so that would be another little bit people have they have a difficulty. So proportion, which is the drawing and the sketching, then you go, if you understand the light, how to control the light. See that bird casting a shadow here. If the light is coming from here, then the shadow will be underneath. If the light is coming from here, then the shadow will be like this. So that's how the light works, right? The shadow. If the light is coming from this side, then the shadow will be like that, longer here. So that's how you also tell what time, without looking at the clock. You can tell either this is the morning scene because the shadows are longer, right? So maybe the sun is here, right? If it is a noon time, the sun would be here. So if it is the evening time, the sun would be here. So that's how you tell what time is in your painting, right? And then you go proportion, control the proportion, like how big this boulder is, how big this mountain is, how big these birds are in the foreground. Proportion, the light, and texture. Texture comes the last thing you work on the texture. Basically, texture comes as you do more and more practice. Texture will come automatically, and it's not very difficult. But the main thing is the drawing. You once you have more control on the drawing, the proportion, and the light, and then you understand the light, how the light works, then everything follows. So this is very important. Please try to practice on this aspect. Don't leave it because it look kind of little dry subject, but it very important. So before you go there, I would just do something here, and then you jump on the this type of painting. So here, let me show you a quick example. Let me grab my sketchbook. Basically, where is it? Sketchbook. Let's had a sketchbook here. Okay, here. So let's put this way. If I put a oval here, right, and I put two eyes here, I'm making a portrait. So this is how simple it is to draw the portrait. Actually, I'm going to put a separate video on the how to keep the proportion in a portrait if you're starting a portrait drawing. So that's what all it is. You make a circle, you cut it out, you make a chin, you make a head, two ears, you put two eyes, the nose, and the lip. That's all it is. And then you go in a smaller detail, like big shape. You do the big shape, and then you break it down in a smaller shape. I put the eyebrows, eyelashes, the bottom eyelid. Let's define a nose a little bit. The upper lip, the bottom lip, casting a shadow. And now see that I have the proportion. I said, okay, you know what, it works for me. Nice proportions are good, and I will go. The second thing is from this to I have to control the light. Let's say the light is coming from here. The casting shadow will be under the eye socket. So this eye, the top of the eyes will be darker. Under the nose will cast some shadow. This lip will cast some shadow. The little bit, the cavity in the lips will be more darker. This will be more darker, and the under the bottom eyelid will cast some shadow. I will make these eyes a little bit darker because it's all dark, right? And then you go smudge, put a little texture here, create more light if you need. If you want to work more realistic type of a sketch, then you go put a little bit dark value here, create some highlight. Then you put some more texture, very light value, dark value here, and now I will work on the neck. So I will put a little dark value here because it's casting a shadow. Again, same thing like a watercolor. Gradation, a dark value, and it turns into a light value. Same thing. And if I smudge it, let's say if I have a white pencil, charcoal pencil, if I want to smudge it, same thing, same wash. When you work on the wash and you smudge it along the edge of the with the water, and it create a soft edge, same thing apply here. You if put dark value, and I will go lift the pressure of the pencil, and there you go. That's a gradation. Dark value here, mid value, and light value. This is how they grade it. Dark value, light, mid value, and the light value. Same thing like a watercolor. Now I'm going to cut it more, give this gentleman more look. The top of the eyebrows has some bumps, so I'm gonna get some light not going there. There a little bit cast shadow here on on the jawbones and the shoulder. There you go. So that's how it works. The big shape, you create a big shape, then you create a small the proportion, make sure the proportions are right, and then you do smaller detail, put the eyebrows, put the eye, right? I made him look here. So and the lips, the bone structure of the skull underneath. So I'm done with the basic sketch, right? Now I said, okay, the light is coming from here. So this side of the nose will cast some shadow. This will be now is different from here to here. So it will be like this. Actually called Rembrandt light also. So that in the photography business, so that's how it works here. And the neck, it will cast some shadow here, the dark, and then you can put a little bit dark value here also. So this is how the light works, right? You make sure your proportions are right first, big shape, break it down in smaller shape, then you control the light, and that's it. Same thing work in the watercolor also. When you're working on the watercolor, same thing, dark value to light value, dark to light value, gradations, soft edges. If I go and grab my stomp, actually there is a sketching tool. I don't know where I put it, but anyway, so what happened, you can grab a paper or something, you make your own stomp like that, you grab a paper, and then you can smudge it. You can smudge and you make it a very soft type of like that. I can make this very soft like this. This is how the smudging works in a dry medium. In watercolor, I use the little bit water on the edge of the wash and it becomes softer. So this is actually it's not too much. It's just a basic stuff, and more is your practice. More you practice, you do, you get better and better and better. So, but understanding the light, the proportion, how to control the proportion, how to control the light, and then the texture come in the last, right? So how you make the texture, the dark value, the light value, where the light is exposed less, less light is going, it'll be more darker. If it more light is going, it'll be less darker. So that's how it works. Now let's finish this gentleman pose, and I'll give him some hair. Some ring. I'll give him some beard. If you want, you can change it, right? You can change it. You can go here. There you go. Very simple, easy, understand few things, and practice. That's it. Okay, let's stop the class, and hopefully you learn something from this class, and I try my best to explain everything, and hopefully you create same type of painting. Get a small canvas or paper, make a smaller thumbnail. This is what I call a thumbnail. So you use smaller painting, learn the line proportions, the texture, and then you go to the bigger canvas. Once you have more control, then you go to the bigger canvas. Okay, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next week on Sunday at 10 a.m. Would actually the next agenda of the class would be I will do some cityscape, Toronto cityscape, and I have basically two reference photo, one from the Richmond Hill and Young Street, and I have some reference photos from the front street, Old Town Toronto. That will I will explain the line and wash, how to create your sketch with the pen, with the gel pen, and you quickly finish your painting. Okay. Hopefully everybody have a very great weekend, and see you next